gonna do that first. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Cover Band Central podcast number 217 for Thursday, June 13th, 2024. I'm Steve Witchell in New Orleans.
And I'm Tony B coming to you from New Jersey. What's happening?
It would help that I put us on the screen, right? For the
People
beginning.
don't need to see us as long as they can hear what's going on.
Right. Some people just listen, so they'll be like,
It's
what
true.
the hell is going on there? What the hell is going on here? That's
What
what.
is going on?
Yeah. So a lot going on. And I was going to just tell you this, but I'm going to tell you on the air, so to speak. Um, for the benefit of anybody else that is trying to find other ways of making some income in these modern times with the internet and all. Facebook and social media, as a lot of people probably know, afford you the opportunity to make some money. You know, there's the influencers, which has been the buzzword for a few years now.
Hmm.
Um, and anybody can do it, you know, which is a really cool thing in this time, you know, this day and age where anybody from their bedroom or in their kitchen or in their backyard, whatever, can make videos and or make content and grow a following and then get it and monetize it.
Hmm.
Um, you know, so I was doing it as you know with
Yes, indeed.
with Facebook for a bit, and then I got dinged for a violation in of the terms and conditions after
Hmm.
about 4 months. And I don't know specifically what it was. I still don't know what it was that I did wrong. I have some guesses because I did read through all the, you know, the policies and everything. But I found out last week that I was reinstated.
Yes.
I am back in Facebook's good graces. So I'm guessing there was a probation period that I
Mm.
had to deal with, which was about 3 months, I think.
Little
And
timeout, Steve, in the
a little
corner.
timeout, yeah, stand in the corner. And they did not notify me. There was nothing to tell me, oh, you know, it's back. So this bonus program that I was part of started last, what was it, September,
Hmm.
October last year. And you know, then I got in trouble.
So wait, you
But
got notification that you were in trouble and put in the corner.
no, I didn't get notification for that either.
So no notification that you've been removed and put on probation, and no notification that you've been reinstated.
Correct.
So how did you find this out, Steve?
I was just kind of poking through the app and trying to find, you know, make sure I'm doing everything that I possibly can, running a very large Facebook page, 928,000 followers there. Um,
Soon to be a million this year, Steve.
yeah, hopefully. And so I was just poking through, and then I saw there was a balance in my account. I'm like, how is there a balance? What did I do? So I dug a little deeper, went to, you know, the other screen that was where the bonus was, you know, the last time, and saw that it's running. So what happened, I guess, is that I was put on probation, that ended, and it just resumed.
And you're making money while you sleep and you don't even know it.
Yeah, so I didn't have to opt back in. I didn't have to do anything. It just resumed, which really was wonderful to see
Yeah,
that
it's a
that
bonus.
happen,
Yeah, great.
that I didn't have to do anything. It would have been nice. It would be nice if they would communicate, you know,
Mm.
Facebook or any
But
other.
again, if they didn't tell you you're out, why would they tell you you're back in?
Right, exactly. So, um, but for musicians especially, this is really uh, advantageous. You can really, if you take the time to build up your social media following, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, and put the little bit of effort into it that it takes to do this, you can do the same thing. You can monetize your social media, whatever it is. You have to build a certain amount of following. You have to have a certain number, I believe, but
Mhm.
I don't think it's that much. I mean, I'm at over 900,000. You don't need that much. I mean, I think even at probably 10,000, you know, you could do something,
Hmm.
which isn't that difficult to do. So, I mean, I'm not going to promote, you know, I'll mention the book, but this isn't about, I'm not saying this to promote the book, but I do have getthemtotheshow.com. And if you do those things, you can do that. You can build your following no matter what platform you're on, you know, read the stuff in there and it works. Um, but I think for, you know, There, did you see? No, you probably didn't.
So
You know,
where's the second edition, How to Be an Influencer? I think it's a new
yeah.
Steve ebook coming out.
Well, I don't know that I am an influencer. I don't consider myself an influencer, and nobody has given me that title. I don't know if that's a self-appointed title or
So maybe you just say the self-appointed influencer,
yeah,
Steve
yeah, yeah.
will instruct you on how to build a following or, navigate through social media. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
many steps. You can't just become a monetization guru, within a month, but through trial and error and years of work, which you've done, you've experienced the ups and downs and the ins and outs, and
Yeah.
that'd be good information to share with people. I'm sure that'd be useful for people that are starting out who want to, try out this endeavor or go down
Yeah.
this path to try and build a following
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should probably at least write an article like how to
Mm,
monetize your social media channels as a musician,
yeah,
there
like
because
it.
there's and it's a little bit challenging perhaps playing covers because now you're talking about licensing and copyrights and all that.
Hmm.
Um, but there's things you can do. And I know you're a fan of Rick Beato. Um, and you and I have talked about AI uh, in the past a few
Yeah.
times. But he put out a video yesterday or 2 days ago, I think, about the music AI stuff and how. Have you heard any of it, or have
Yeah,
you?
I've heard some of it, and some of it's pretty good.
Yeah, like he was totally amazed at how good it sounded. The like song structure, the quality of the recording, the instrumentation, all of it. And then, but the video, he put out a video, it was 8 minutes long, 9 minutes long. And he's talking about his kids. I don't know how old his kids are, but they're old enough to be, aware of everything. Um, and they recognize he did a little quiz with his son, said he's going to play like 5 songs that are AI generated and 5 songs that aren't, and see if his son could tell the difference. And he said his son got every single one right.
Hmm.
And he said his daughter heard, like, he was listening to a song on his phone, an AI song and his daughter was down the hall, and she shouted like, "Dad, why are you listening to AI?" Like, how do the kids know? Like, because I can't tell the difference. Um, I mean, I could,
I actually can. I didn't do like an A/B test, but a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, check this out." And when I heard it, I said, "That doesn't sound real." And he said, "It's not. It's AI."
so
So
what was the giveaway?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. To me, it didn't feel like it had emotion. So
Hmm.
I don't I can describe it.
Like the
But I
music or the vocals or just overall?
no, like the whole thing, like just the music. I mean, it was good, but it was, you know, it would almost be like, sometimes when you hear um original music, right? Like when new music comes out, if it's not signed, right? If it's an indie label or your friend's like, "Hey, check out my friend's band." Like
Mhm.
within a minute, you can tell if it's good or not. You know what I mean? Like you can be
Oh, at
like,
least,
"Oh,
yeah.
wow, these guys are really good." And, or you can be like, "Yeah, they're good, but they don't have all the elements, right? They're only like
Mhm.
85% of what's there." I guess that's
Yeah.
how it struck me. It just seemed like it was a cohesive thing. However, it's amazing though with technology, because even my youngest son was telling me he went to a seminar about robotics and machining, and they were saying now that, for example, like in the aircraft industry, there was a component that they use in jets that is 20 individual parts. Okay, and you assemble these, and they're all cast parts, right? So they're made, the traditional way where they're cast, and then the flashing is deburred, and then they're machined a little bit, and then they're put together. And you need 20 pieces to make this component.
Mhm.
And the metal of which it's cast with is, we'll call it 89 to 90% like pure. Like it doesn't have any air pockets in it. There's no, foreign substances in it, right? But it's because it's, natural occurring elements. Now they've created metal laser printers, much like your laser printer used to print out of plastic. Now they do it out of metal.
Mhm.
They can design and print things that are not machinable, and they can get up to like 98% density and purity. So the demonstration they showed them was they engineered this printer to now make this component for the aircraft industry out of it's now one single piece. It's not 20 anymore because there's
Right.
no way to make it that way before, but now they just print it.
Like a 3D printer type of thing?
3D printer, but out of
Yeah.
metal. So, like, you
Right.
could do, like, an engine block for your car, a piston, like, anything metal, and they make it out of whatever type of metal that's needed. But long story short, so now they've created this part. It's denser, it's more pure, it's a little more expensive than the old part was because it's 20 parts now, right? So, now the new component is you just need this one thing.
Mhm.
And because of the design and all of the computer assisted engineering now, they're able to like change the way the fluid flows through it or the air structure to where they can save airlines like 5% of the fuel consumption by
Okay.
utilizing this new part.
That's great.
So interesting though, right? So
Yeah,
same same thing.
I saw
It's
something about like a you could build it somebody's building a house from a 3D printer.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's getting to the point and like and the, just like when plasma TVs came out. Remember they're like $10,000,
Yeah, yeah.
Now you get a flat screen for like $500, like an 80 incher. Same thing with these laser printers. When the 3D printers first came out, they were like $100,000. Now you can buy one in your house. It's like $100. Does the
Yeah.
same thing, and it's just as robust.
Yeah,
So
my
same thing with
buddy.
these metal printers. Like they might be $300,000 now, but in 5 years that you'll probably be able to have one in your house or your garage or your shop.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then as long as you can manipulate the CAD and do the design and you buy the materials, you can basically print any parts that you need. So there's no more like my father was a machinist for years, like a tool and die mold maker. So he would run Bridgeports and lathes and hand tool as a
Mhm.
machinist, the micrometer, and he would make the parts for industry. So now that's all antiquated stuff. No one's spinning machines by hand anymore. It's all computer,
Yeah, it's
everything. You
crazy.
just type in the programs and it spits out the stuff.
I wonder if we can make, guitars eventually, like, from a 3D printer.
Yeah, I
Guitars.
mean, listen, Cole made knobs for his guitar, he made a pick plate for his guitar, he made some custom covers for his guitar, same thing,
Wow.
went on, designed it, but boom, printed it up, and out it comes. He didn't
No
do, like, a
kidding.
body or a neck or anything like that, but, yeah,
But I
it's
guess
definitely
eventually, I mean, I
yeah,
don't know how you print wood, but
they do. They now have composites where they can print things that he was saying the binders in the material may be a combination of plastic, ceramic, dust, and other things, and then when the thing is that product is printed with that material, you can polish it and finish it as if it was like ceramic, like a kiln dried piece of ceramic.
right.
And then he said they make also wood composite where you can make things and it'll 3D print something out of a wood composite that you can paint and you can even stain some of them. Like it takes stain like regular would take it to a stain.
Wow.
Yeah, so, like, super cool, interesting stuff, but, yeah, just the technology with everything is so cutting edge today and getting more and more advanced, each and every day that we're here. So there's no doubt that AI, as it gets perfected and they fine tune it and they streamline it like anything else, it's going to become to where, like you said, anyone will be able to write a hit song.
A song, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it's what an exciting time to be alive, but and Rick Beato kinda had that attitude too, but just amazed and shocked at yeah, and that's kinda what he said. He's like, "It's going forward, nobody's gonna need a songwriter. You're just gonna go into AI and give it these prompts of what you want it to be, and it will come out." And I've used it already. It's Udio, I think is the site,
Mhm.
UDIO, and I've used it just to make little instrumental pieces, just for like video or whatever. And it really does, as a creator, to going back to that, like creator influencer thing. It's an amazing, very just easy tool to use and convenient. It was the word I was looking um, for creation. Because now, like, because there's certain reels I made like a couple years ago that used recorded tracks, existing tracks, whatever, and you can't monetize that. You can put it up on TikTok or Reels or whatever, shorts, but you can't monetize it because it's a copyrighted song. But now you can just go and write a song, not write a song, but go into AI, say, I want to,
Request a song.
yeah, and put in the prompt. You could put as many words in that prompt as you want, and
Mm.
it will come out with something that sounds like a song or sounds like legitimate enough. And for me, enough anyway to use as like background music for a video or whatever. I just
Mm,
like I want an upbeat
yeah.
party type of song. But I've only done instrumental. I haven't done with I played with it with vocals, but I haven't used anything with vocals. And I wonder if it's as easy for like those kids, Rick's kids, to discern whether it's AI or not with just instrumental and not vocals.
Mm. Good
Because
question.
because like when you said you can tell, was it the vocals that gave it away? Because he said that his son said, yeah, with the vocals there's this weird echo thing, and Rick's like, what echo? I don't hear, I don't hear that, and I didn't hear it either. Um, but yeah, was that it for you? Was it the vocals that gave it away, or
I
was it
couldn't
just?
pinpoint it. It just sounded fake. That's all I can describe it.
Hmm.
Didn't sound authentic, I guess is the best way I could describe it. At least what I
Yeah,
heard, but I didn't do like extensive A B with, 5 or 6 different songs. It
right,
was
right, right.
one song I heard.
I wonder.
So I'm sure, depending on the programs or, how robust the software is, I'm sure the product that comes out can be varied, in quality, right? Depending on the platform that you're using.
Yeah, I don't know any other platforms besides Udio that does
Mm,
this specifically. But I'm sure if there aren't yet, there are gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of them because it's incredible. I mean, it does sound to me authentic, but I know what I'm listening to too. Like I
mhm.
know it's AI, so I'm not looking to say like, is that AI or not? Um, So yeah, I don't know, man, but the future is going to be way interesting with this. And it probably going to put a lot of artists out of work. Again, just like the art industry, people who
Mm,
draw
yeah.
and paint and stuff. Um, that's hitting them hard. And music, I don't know.
I think there'll always still be, you always need the human touch, creative element, um,
Yeah.
to differentiate some things. But I think the thing that is lacking or cannot be replaced is, for example, so we play music live for a living, right? You and I
Right. Right.
create music, play covers. We write music here in the studio. So and through our journeys of decades of doing this, we've met hundreds of people, right? And the
Hmm.
6 degrees of separation is gets smaller every day, right? With the different people that you know and you have.
Right.
So last weekend, I went down to a kickoff summer party, okay,
Hmm.
at my future in-laws. So we went and we get there and there's a band. Didn't know there was gonna be a band there, but that's cool.
And
So
this
she
was a
said,
residence, somebody's house.
Residents in Tom's River, they live on the bay, nice, house back up against the water,
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful location. Band set up with that for the backdrop, and it was a four-piece. It was a drummer, a girl singer, guy singing bass player who was the lead singer,
Hmm.
and then, a guy playing guitar and keyboard and also singing. So some songs he played guitar, some songs he played keyboard, he sang lead on a couple of things, sang backgrounds, whatever.
Okay.
So, I said, "Where'd you find the band?" "Oh, they're up there, they're kind of up in your neck of the woods, in Sussex County." "What's the name of the band?" "Oh, Face to Face." "Okay." Not familiar with them. Looking at the guys on the stage, don't really know any of them. I said, "Okay, so, we'll check them out." They start playing really good. They're doing Fleetwood Mac. They're obviously a wedding corporate event type band. They're tight,
Hmm.
they're polished, no dead air in between songs. Everyone has a great voice. They're all very proficient. It's really good, great sounding band.
Okay.
Really, really, really good. So break time comes, and they all come up and we're getting on the food line. So happens to be that they walk up next to me and the drummer's right there. So I introduce myself, start talking to him. We get a little rapport going. We're trading pictures, showing kits, we're having like a little powwow. So the keyboard guy behind me says, unbelievable. He says, only drummers, he says. You go anywhere and it's like drummer meets drummer, and it's like, "Oh, check out this kit. Look at my kit. And how about this? What do you play? Who'd you study with?" He's like, "Guitar players just is kind of like, hey man, how's it going? What's up?" And you go and get your food. He's like, "You guys have this like
Right.
camaraderie thing where you're talking and everything." I said, "Yeah, it's just, don't be jealous. And he said, "No, I am." He says, "Because, guitar players are not like that." He says, "But drummers, somehow you have this like community where everyone's like they're a brother. As soon as you meet them, they're like your best friend."
Right.
So we laugh it off and stuff. We start talking. So me and the drummer start striking up a conversation. And long story short, it's like, I said, "Did you ever take any lessons in your life?" And he said, "I took I took 2 lessons in my whole life, and it was with a guy on Long Island named Dom Famularo."
Oh,
So
wow. Your buddy.
my mentor,
Yeah.
so I give him a whole earful for like the whole time they're on
Yeah.
break, 20 minutes. Me and him are back and forth. His mind's blown. He's like, "I can't believe this is happening. What's the odds? What's the chances?" We're having this whole conversation. Then I
Was
see the
it?
card. Then I see the card, and it's this guy Luke Landolfi, who used to play in the
Oh,
Troublemakers
yeah, sure. I
with
know Luke.
Julie. And I know
Yeah.
him. I've played with him too. So now I'm like, guys, we start having this whole like conversation. They
Was
go
his
back
name
on,
Dewey, the
huh?
drummer? Was it Dewey, the
No, no,
drummer?
the drummer was Jimmy Raffelli.
Okay, I don't know him. No.
Um, but great band. And Luke moved to South Carolina, so he books the
Right.
bands, but he's not in the band per se, right?
Right.
So anyway, next break comes in and they come up and say, it sound great and everything. So guy walks by, puts his arm around me, he says, "Come on, man, come on up." He says, "We're gonna do this." I said, "What are we doing?" He says, "I want you to come up, play a song." He's like, "You got to sit in on a tune." He's like, now that we know each other and you know everybody, and he's like,
Of
and it's
course.
your in-laws' house. He's like, "You got to come up and play a song." So I'm like, "This is great." Come up and go through their set list. They got like 100 songs, dude. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Very well organized. The girl has it all up on her iPad, flipping through it. She's like, pick, says, "You want to do this? You want to do Hit Me With Your Best Shot?" Say, "Yeah, I could do that." How about this one? No, we're not really doing that one today. So I said, "How about Authority song?" So the
Ooh,
guy's like, "Yes."
John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We got to tune down for that. So we'll open with that. It'll give us a good opportunity because then when you're switching back over with Jimmy for the next song, I can, tune up my guitar."
Mhm.
So long story short, we get up, we say, they announce me, we play, it's a great time, band's great, everyone has a great time. And then you leave that thing. And now you now have a different status at the party, first of all, right? Because you just got up and played with the band.
Sure,
It's like,
sure.
"Oh, I didn't know you played drums. Holy cow, you're dad. Oh," and it's like this whole big thing. And then, you know, everyone again saying like so unbelievable that you don't know any of those people, but you can get up on stage with them and play a song like you've played it 100 times. It's like
Sure.
that's the language of music, man. Like I know the song, they know the song. It's just like you and I having a conversation. We speak the same language. So as long as
Yeah.
we know the conversation, we can converse together. In that case, play together. So
Yeah.
just a great experience, positive, uplifting. Everybody feel good. Great, excellent day. Everybody had a great time. Band was great. Me and the guy are texting the next day, back and forth pictures. He took a little bit of video. I took some video of him. We're going back and forth. Just really really cool. So had we had not done that as musicians, and had I not been doing this for all these decades and playing, and there's no coincidence, but studying with Dom and then all the people he introduced me to, it's like your network grows, and then all of a sudden through someone via somebody else, somebody, and instantly there's a connection there, and
Mhm.
then you're like your family. That makes sense.
Yeah, it
so
does.
so I
I
don't
love
know
it.
how you're going to get that with AI if no one's collaborating on these things, and building this network of musicians and people that are working together for something. Because if I could do it all myself, then why do I need to have a band, right? It's just going to be
Sure.
me. I'll do everything myself. And I may get some success from that. And I may get accolades for that. And I may get money for that. But the components that's going to be missing is, and I'm sure you'll meet people through that, that avenue, right? But you're going to miss that personal, emotional connection of making music with another individual on the spot and having that spontaneous moment to enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna go away, this personal experience and what we've come to know as normal, but, and to me, it's just another tool. It's something I don't think it's gonna overtake what exists, it's just gonna add to what exists,
Yeah.
ultimately, I think was gonna happen. And again, because 'cause I'm using it, and I'm using it because I need something to like, I wanna monetize my stuff, and if I'm putting a copyright song, can't do it, so that's a solution, a quick solution. Of course, I'm a musician too, and I could record. I have a keyboard here. I have ways of recording right on my computer, and I could do that too. I could come up with a little tune, do it.
But
But
imagine there's a time, Steve, in the future where the band says, "Hey, you say I can't make it to that gig. You'll have to get a sub that night," and they get a little AI box that goes on
yeah, I
stage
don't
now
know. I don't know if that's gonna happen,
with a
but it's
plug in and
easier.
a plug out, and you put the set list in, and then when the guy counts it off and the band starts playing, that box starts generating the bass part.
Well, that's just like using a track. I mean,
right?
and people are
No,
using
no, but it
tracks
would be
already.
intuitive to where, if it's sped up or slowed down, it would adjust to that tempo. If someone,
Ah, yeah, yeah.
key change,
Okay.
it would pick that up, and it would be like an interactive, just like the AI is now,
Yeah, that's probably, if
you
not,
know?
if it doesn't exist already, it's probably coming.
Mhm.
That. But yeah, I mean, I'm not scared of it. I embrace technology. I embrace change too, and a lot of people are resistant to it. I don't think Rick Beato was either. In his video, and I encourage anybody who's interested in this to watch that video. It's on YouTube, on his channel. Um, but he was just really marveling at it,
Yeah,
and
well, it's
not.
here, like you said, you can't resist it. It's not going away, so you have
No,
to
but people
adapt and
do.
figure
I
out,
mean, and that's something that people fear change, man, and
Mhm.
they think, oh no, things are going to be doom and gloom because blah blah blah. And I've heard that in the AI conversation as well, and it's very new for all of us, so everybody's trying to kind of adjust. But I love it. I think it's neat. It's just another thing. It's another tool that you can play with and create stuff. Buildings, um, airplane parts,
Houses. Yeah, exactly.
houses.
Yeah,
I
instruments
mean,
eventually.
instruments and art, and yeah, who knows what else? Obviously writing with Chat GPT has been around for now a couple of years.
Yep.
Um, but I mean, like, I would like to do that. I would like to take that test of, here's 5 songs that are real. Here's AI 5 songs, and
Can
see
you
if I
tell them
can tell the
apart? Yeah.
difference. Yeah. Um, I would obviously have to be songs I don't know, I'm not familiar with,
Yep.
artists I'm not familiar with.
Mhm.
Because Rick, the way the video starts is Rick plays a recording of something, and he's like, "Yeah, can you believe this is AI?" And he just plays about 20 seconds of it, and he's like, "It's not AI. It's blah blah blah. It's some artist." And I totally bought it that it was AI when he
Mm.
said it. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that doesn't sound real," but yeah, it was real. So
So, like, in that example, what didn't sound real to you? Even though it was real?
it was just very electronic sounding to me, and
Mm.
a lot of like almost overproduced stuff going on in that. And I don't remember if there was a vocal or not. It just sounded like, okay,
Too slick.
it's too much, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, sometimes music is that.
Yeah,
it's, it's too much.
absolutely.
So yeah, I'm gonna play with it some more too going forward, because I'm looking to do, now that I'm out of Facebook jail or
You're out of the
whatever.
corner.
So what I did, getting back to that too now, I wanted to make sure I've built CBC on Facebook, through sharing content that is both original and curated. I've always had a mix of those. And now I feel like I really want to just put out original stuff, and that's it. Not share anybody else's thing for now, and see how that goes. So I have a huge task ahead of me. I need to create a lot of new stuff.
Mhm.
So, and I have a lot already, and I have stuff scheduled through most of June. Um, most stuff through June. I have just a couple categories that I have left, and then I'm going on vacation in July. So I want to have July done before I go on vacation. So I
Nice.
have a lot of stuff to create, but I'm very organized, as you
Yes,
may
you
know,
are.
and I have my categories set. I know what I need to do. I'm going to write a bunch of new articles too, and then July is going to be like 90% new, 100% original.
Nice.
Yeah. So, because I want to see how far I can take this thing, this Facebook
And are you
thing.
gonna leverage any AI to help you in this endeavor?
Yes, I'm gonna to make reels. Definitely,
Hmm.
I'm gonna use for any kind of background music type of thing. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use Udio, and I've already done it. And what I came up with, I thought was really cool, and it was easy.
Hmm.
I just
That's
did
good. It'll
that.
save you some time.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was saying before. Is like,
Yeah,
yeah,
as
I'm a
opposed to you
musician.
having to go down and do the tracks, right? Record your little original background stuff or do it on the computer, but you'd still
Yeah,
have to, orchestrate it, arrange it, right? Come up with the different parts, put the guitar, the bass, all the
Right.
things in to make your
It's
little
very
jingle.
time consuming. Mix
Right.
it.
Whereas
It's
now you just say, I need a jingle to go with X, Y, and Z and press the button and out it comes.
That's right. It's makes productivity so much better
Hmm.
for me, for creators, for people
Well,
who
I
do
think that's like you
things.
said earlier, Steve. The important thing about the creators and putting out content is the consistency and the volume of which you have to, put it out. You can't just put out one thing a month, and
No,
expect to get something out of it, right?
right. You have to have consistency, frequency, and quality.
Mm.
It's got to be good. You can't put out shit. I mean, you can, but
Yeah, that's
no.
not going to be beneficial to your growing your audience and
No.
exponentially monetizing it.
You have much better success. Put out good stuff. So that's the challenge for me is the quantity and the quality right now. Is coming up with new stuff, but I have a lot of great ideas I think are great, and I'm
Hmm.
kind of ahead of the game right now. Um, yeah, so there's a lot of opportunity for musicians. It's different. This whole world is changing, and we need to adapt and change with it. Pivot,
Seems like every
pivot.
couple of years the landscape is changing, so we do
Sure.
need to learn how to pivot and be well at adapting and hurdling.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that I have this community, this platform, this Cover Band Central to kind of lead the charge of this and guide people along with
Hmm.
all this stuff. Um, there's a lot more for me to do in this whole. Boy, that was loud.
I
Um,
held it far away too because I didn't want to blow you out.
it still did. Still very loud. Wow.
Still valued that. Wow,
Yeah, all the way back there. You got a good mic there.
I do have a good mic.
Yeah,
Beta 58.
there you go. Um, so yeah, that's what's on my mind. I want to do
Nice.
I want to do an article on. I just thought about this today, just about cover songs or covers in pop culture
Hmm.
because it's really a huge world of it. Like I was at the gym today and I'm watching this got all the TVs on there and they have the Kelly Clarkson show on and I see her videos come up on my Facebook feed and she does a thing called karaoke on her talk show
Hmm.
every day, every show where she sings a cover. So I mean, she comes from Idol, which was American Idol, which was covers mostly, singers coming on there and singing other people's songs. And yeah, and she's done so many of it. And then I just was thinking about it's all around in pop culture, people singing other songs or performing other people's songs. And so I want to do a piece on that. But I bet you if I went into Chat GPT and I said, write me an article uh,
Yeah,
about
exactly.
cover songs in pop culture, modern pop culture, it would come out, boom, spew it right out, and I could print that. I did think that, and I'm going to use Chat GPT too for writing. I'm not necessarily going to just use exactly what it spits out, but I'm going to use it for sure because I have a lot of quantity to come up with in the next couple weeks. My goal is to have a new article every day for July.
That's a lofty goal,
Yeah, it's 31
but it's
articles.
attainable.
It is. So I'm likely going to use chat to help me with it. Um,
Oh, I thought you were gonna wake up every morning at 6 o'clock and spend 2 hours every day writing your daily synopsis.
no,
No?
because it takes for me to write an article, it takes longer than 2 hours.
Mm.
I put a lot of time into it when I'm doing it, and I'm going to do it too with this, but I'm just going to get some help with it. Even if I just get like an outline, if I just said like chat, like give me an outline for an article about whatever,
Mhm.
and then it will say intro, body, wrap, whatever.
And it could give you the framework, and then you could fine tune it.
Yeah, and then I can write it. Well, just give me the framework. Give me the subheadings,
Hmm.
and then I will write something about that. That's to me again a tool and fantastic tool for productivity. But some don't like it. People don't like change, man.
Yeah, but listen, in today's world, if things make it easier, faster, better, people are going to embrace it. You
Yeah.
have no choice, it's coming.
And then you're going to get people like, this is just AI. And then you get people who don't have a clue.
Right.
And you're going to get people saying, this sounds like AI. And it's not,
Hmm.
it's not AI. Like somebody might read my article and say, this is just Chat GPT. And I'd be like, no, it's not. It's me. I wrote it.
Yeah, but thank you for the compliment.
Is that a compliment?
I don't know if it's not or it is, could be taken both ways, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if it's so sophisticated that you can't tell the difference, right? It's no different than if you wrote an article or I wrote an article. Who wrote, did I write or did you write it?
Right.
If you didn't know us or our writing style, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah.
So same thing as saying like, did I write this or did AI write it for me?
Right. Like chat has a certain style, but you can say, make it casual sounding, make it whatever.
Hmm.
So you can mask that.
Why does chat style have more of like, proper syntax and big words and formal like writing or
Not necessarily,
like,
but
I
it's
mean, like how would you be able to kind of control that or steer that if, like you said, I write and say, yeah, man, like I went to the car wash the other day with my car and it was dirty, as opposed to saying like, I traveled to the car wash with my vehicle because it was in need of, attention, right? Like,
right, right.
like what determines the terminology or the verbiage it's going to use when it assembles or produces the document.
Well, what determines it is what you tell it, I guess. But I think what is the difference is the same as what you said about the music. It just kind of lacks emotion. You don't feel the emotion from it. It might be factually correct, but it doesn't, it
Mm,
doesn't stir anything in you. It just so that's maybe
matter of
that's
fact,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's something AI still has yet to be able to do um, in certain circumstances. We'll see. I don't know. Well, how can you put emotion into a non-emotional thing?
You can't, Steve. That's why the aliens come and abduct people from the earth and then observe them because they don't have emotion and they want to understand why we cry and why we hold babies and how we feel joy and happiness. They're far, far, far more intelligent than we are. They don't even need to talk. They can speak to us telepathically. But that's what they're trying to learn. So at some point, maybe AI is going to try to hijack people's, uh, minds to better understand what it can do to
You
be
think
more emotional.
the machines will take over?
Yes.
They're going to hijack our brains. I don't think we're ever going to get to that point
It's prepping for the alien invasion.
because we can just unplug it,
Ah, you would think so until it develops its own power source and can say, "Ha, you can't turn me off now, Steve."
make it solar powered
Yeah,
beings running around. Yeah, who knows? I'm glad I'm still alive to see all this shit happen,
that's pretty cool, man. It definitely is. It's
and
definitely
I'll
a
be
different
alive
world than it was 100 years ago.
for another couple decades. Hopefully, I'll
Yeah.
still be around to see what happens. Um,
Oh, no doubt.
yeah,
I mean, think about it. In our lifetime, we'll probably see, all vehicles become electric,
sure. Yeah,
at some point.
yeah. That's slow going right now.
It is,
Still,
but, they're already saying certain manufacturers, like by 2030, are only going to produce electric vehicles. There'll be no more gas powered vehicles.
yeah,
So we'll see.
yeah.
Definitely interesting. But, there's all kinds of technology they use, right? Like, look at the thing in China with the landfills, right? Where they say they don't have landfills and they don't have garbage. They have huge incinerators and they
Mhm.
burn all the garbage and then they harness all of the energy from the burning the garbage to power electricity and all kinds of things all through the city.
They're
So
way ahead of us, man.
way ahead of us, man. No,
Uh,
no landfills, no garbage dumps, no nothing. It's a
Who was ta-
full-time thing where they incinerate all the garbage. So there's no garbage.
You said Japan, right?
I think it's China.
You said China, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Somebody said I heard that recently. Somebody went to China and they couldn't believe how clean it was.
Yeah.
It was just incredible, like clean and how polite everybody is and stuff. We need to learn that here, man. Like soon.
You think so?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
I don't know.
Um, yeah. So anyway, that's all I got, man. I'm gonna do. I did have one more thing and I forgot now, but
Oh, it'll come back to you, Steve. Just ask AI to remind you.
Right.
AI, remind me of what I was just thinking about.
Yeah, AI, what was I thinking 60
S-
seconds ago?
yes, Steve, I need a time frame, please, at which to scan your brainwaves.
Yeah.
At
You know, the funny thing is too, this thing, and this is kind of new with StreamYard, using StreamYard here to record. When we're done, it will come up with clips from our conversation, like AI clips. It will or like reels, and
right,
it'll
it'll
come
take
up with like,
snippets of the thing and determine what we're talking about and when it
yeah,
should start and stop.
and it comes up with like 4 or 5 of them. And it's when you see the title of it, when I see the title of it, I'm like, that's dead on what we were just talking about. And it comes up with a creative or funny even title about that little topic of, even if it's like 60 seconds.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just like, and so I'm interested to see what it's going to come up with when we're done here. And I might make a reel out of it.
Is it fooling anyone?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. It'll
Right?
do yeah, just like that. None of them have been enough, like good enough. I think where like, okay, this is a reel. This is a good point. This is a start to finish thing that I can put out as a reel. And you know, you don't really have to anyway. People put out reels for nonsense.
Yeah, and remember, it's always perspective, right? If you listen back to the show and I listen back to the show and AI listens back to the show, we're all probably going to pick 3 different things of what we think should be the start, the stop, what's the highlight, what's not. You know what I mean? It's perspective, right?
Sure.
You're going to think differently than I do, and AI is going to think differently than we both do.
Right.
There'll be similarities there, right? But there's always going to be that human touch to it.
Yes. Yeah. So fear not, people. We'll be fine.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if there's different AI programs in the future have different personalities. Like, would react differently, or do they all craft exactly the same, you know? Like, if
Mm,
there's 5 new music AI softwares, are they all gonna produce the same things, right?
right.
Because if there's 5 guitar players, they all are gonna play different
Yeah. Well,
stylistically, you know? They can all play the same songs and the same notes and the same chords, but it's gonna sound different.
sure. Yeah.
So
And
that
even if you
that'd be
put the
interesting.
exact same prompt in over and over, it's going to come up with different stuff. You know,
Mm.
so um,
But, I mean, the
yeah.
generator part of it, I guess, you know? The AI portion of it that's generating the product.
Mm.
You know, is it consistently the same everywhere all the time?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't
That's what
know.
I mean. Is every AI program exactly the same? Sure, they run on the same parameters, but I don't think they all, you know, if you had 3 different ones, I don't think they would spit out the same exact song from your description,
No, definitely not.
right? Right. So there is some personality or differentiation from, one software to the next.
Yeah, I don't know if you could call it personality, but
No, but, a differentiation or, just yeah, flavor, color, right?
mm,
Tact, how it processes something to approach it. It just may be different from one to the next, just like people are, no 2 people think exactly the same all the time.
yeah, I don't know. But I think to make this thing ongoing, we're going to have to come up with AI Steve and AI Tony, and
Yeah.
so that when we're gone, they can continue doing the show
Yes.
forever.
Hello, this is Tony B coming to you live from New Jersey.
Yes. So coming up next week, we'll take off because I'm going to have a lot to do to get ready.
Cool.
And then we'll be back the following week. And then I'll be on vacation for 2 weeks. And then you take your vacation, right? End of July?
Yeah, end of July, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll squeeze in a week in July,
Yep.
but uh, we'll be back though.
But if not,
And
enjoy the summer, enjoy AI.
enjoy the summer. Yeah. Who knows what? Maybe by the fall we'll have like Terminator 2 kind of things going on.
Or maybe there's AI weather, we can get that involved, where you'll say, "I want sun, 75, and a little breeze."
Well, that's like a
Then you'll go
holiday.
outside, and then you'll have sunny
Yeah.
70-degree breezy weather.
That's like having a holodeck like on Star Trek, which I can't wait. If I would love to have that in our lifetime. You just go to you
It's right here, you're
thing,
looking at it, Steve, it's right behind us.
you program it, you step through the door, and it's exactly what you want. With people that are
Yeah,
interacting and
yeah,
everything. We're
yep.
gonna live in a Star Trek world eventually. All right. Everybody out there, have fun, be good, and we'll see you next time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.